Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is another request from Mango Hippie, and it's called Inside the Aussie Outback Music Festival, built on a crazy gamble, the Big Red Bash, an Australian story. It's a long title. Let me see, does he say anything about this? It just says Inside the Aussie Outback, yeah. He doesn't say any particular thing. And then we got Graham Connor's The Road Less Traveled after this. This one's kind of long. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just how it's going to be. I don't pick these, y'all do. 30 minutes is a long time to do a reaction. So y'all, I don't know if I can capture y'all's attention that long. I don't even know if my attention will last that long. But anyway, we're going to get into this intro and then right into the middle. Right into the video, and then I'll meet y'all somewhere in the middle. And apparently, it shows that it's Bon Scott. It's got a picture of Bon Scott, to start out with. So you'll see what I mean. So let's get into it. Yeah, I kind of hit the wrong key there for a minute.
Hi, I'm Darryl Braithwaite.
It's
Tonight,
low.
We're going to meet a guy with the most unlikely story in the music business. Greg Donovan has been called the accidental music promoter. 9 years ago, he organised a concert near the outback town of Birdsville. Population, 100. Now it's grown into one of the great music festivals in Australia. And wait till you hear the outlandish gamble he took to make it all happen.
Steve, this is Dad, just trying to scout you. I'm over near the Plaza stage.
Yep, I am in front of the Plaza stage for Smith 5. 95 to radio.
They thought I was nuts. Anyone thinking you're going to put on this big festival in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere, they thought I'd rock some head. Yeah, they thought I was going to blow it.
So we're going to open early?
Any issues if we open gates early?
Does anyone have eyes on Greg Donovan security?
And I just thought it was a crazy situation where a guy who had no experience just created probably one of the most iconic music, festivals in the world.
Welcome, I'm Greg.
Nice to see you, Greg.
Yeah.
No one really thought we'd be able to attract Jimmy Barnes to this small, outback town in the middle of nowhere.
Charge of the Light Brigade.
Feels very unique, this festival. And because it's so far away from everything else, it really feels like you're all in it together.
This is gates open to the Big Red Bash. You can see they're all keen.
The risk that's taken by putting on a show where no show has ever been put on before is not to be underestimated. I think people outside the music industry might not understand just how unlikely Greg's success is.
I'd have to say I'd definitely be an accidental music promoter. It was no grand plans. I was a suit and tie guy for my whole career, and now I don't have to do that.
Oh man, this is amazing. I love this gig so much.
That was Kylie.
Look, it was a huge gamble, but in the words of Kevin Costner, build it and they will come. Big Red Bash, I think it's proof yet again that a crazy person with an idea will always be able to find a place in showbiz.
What a place to come and play.
When we first arrive, one of the first things I do is drive out to the Big Red Dune and have a look at where it's all going to happen. Big Red is an iconic sand dune. It's the biggest sand dune in the Simpson Desert, 40 metres high. What you see is a big empty plain in front of the dune. It's a bit of peace before the chaos starts. And to know that within a week or so's time, you're going to see 10,000 people camped there, it's a bit mind-boggling.
It's awesome.
You're in a place where there's no power, there's no water, there's no sewerage, there's no communications. You're in the desert. Big Red Bash is the most remote music festival on the planet. I mean, what we're doing is building a city, the second largest city west of the Great Divide in Queensland.
Doing a show in the outback is inherently so much more risky in all sorts of different ways. Just the cost of getting everything there, you've got to bring everything in. The audience itself has to be brought in.
I'm 60 years old now, and I was going to do the normal thing, you know, try and retire a bit early, do a bit of travel, you know, all that stuff. But here I am working my clacker off, putting these festivals on year after year. But it's an amazing, amazing thing. I never imagined doing anything like this. As a young person growing up on the northern beaches in the pub rock scene, you know, I'd love to go to pub rock and hear all the great bands. But, you know, as far as music goes, I can't sing, I can't play an instrument, I can't dance.
I can't either.
There's not a musical bone in my body. I think I had a pretty vanilla life, you know. The guy lives in the suburbs, works in the city, 3 kids, you know, mortgage, all the normal stuff. I worked in the corporate world for the last 20 years in insurance and managing teams of insurance people. A lot of people say insurance is very boring, and it probably is, but I found it interesting.
Whenever there was an occasion coming up, whether it was a birthday or Father's Day, we'd always know exactly what to buy him. It'd be, you know, the socks or the business tie or the business shirt. He'd be away for, you know, long periods of time. He'd work long days, long hours.
He just started climbing the corporate ladder. He was happy in that career. He loved what he was doing in his career.
Life was going well, kids were healthy, everything was ticking along, but back in 2008, something happened that was ultimately going to change our lives. Steve, our son, started to not be so well. He was getting skinny, he was always thirsty, we didn't know what was going on.
And so I looked in the mirror, you know, with my shirt off, and I just saw, you know, my ribs, and I saw my hips poking out and my shoulder blades, and I looked like a skeleton, and I was taken back. I was like, wow, when did this happen?
So we took him to the doctor, he had a blood test, and he's diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
It was quite devastating at the time. We didn't know much about the disease at all. It was a huge learning curve.
Definitely, as a 14-year-old, it was quite hard for me to receive this news that I had diabetes. It was very difficult getting back into things, and there were some things I couldn't continue doing that I liked to do before.
Type 1 diabetes is an incurable disease. It can severely shorten your lifespan. I was just really, my heart went out for him.
I think it hit Dad quite hard because I think in that situation he felt very out of control. I think I felt like he had a lot of responsibility to be able to look after the family, and in this situation there was nothing that he could do at all. It was the first time that I had seen him crying.
When you see one of your children going through that, you know, you just want to do everything you can do to take it away. This whole thing also, you know, impacted my mental health. I was going through hard times at work, and we ended up in some legal cases. And I think everything just got on top of me, and you know, I don't know whether you call it a nervous breakdown, but things just get too much, and you feel like you can't go on.
He was suffering extreme anxiety, which then led to depression. Everything was being affected by this. His relationships with his friends, with his children, with me. He couldn't function at work. So he did agree to go into a mental health facility, and he was there for 6 weeks.
The only time you were allowed out, they did let you out to go for a run. That was my thing. Get out, go for a run, feel a little bit human, and come back.
Okay, I'm going to... that was 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes into it. You can probably hear this air conditioner running away from us. But, hey, man, I got to be cool. I'm not getting any younger. So, yeah, I'm going to cut this off at 10 minutes, and then I'll do another 10 minutes as part 2. And then, you know, I may finish it out on the next one. But if not, then there'll be a part 3, and we'll finish it out that way. It gives me an opportunity to get up, stretch, you know, not go for a run. If y'all don't know that every 90 days I have to have steroid shots in my knees, and 2 days ago was I just got them again. And I tell you, man, they're not that it's not that painful. When they first told me about getting shots in my knees for steroids, I was thinking, god damn, I'm gonna need a silver bullet to bite on while they putting needles in my knees. But it's not like that at all. I've had every finger and my thumb, even my thumb, I don't know where the camera, whatever, operated on. And leading up to that, the doctor would put, you know, some kind of steroid shots in the joints of of the palm of my hands, right all through here is where they would go in there and they would cut those tendons to release, because my fingers would lock up. That's just, you know, life, man. Anyway, some of them damn, especially in the thumb, those shots are very, very painful. So when they told me that I was going to need shots in my knees, I was going to do it. I mean, I had no choice. But I was thinking, holy cow, this, man, I'm going to be a big old, here I am, a retired Marine, and at the time a current police officer. And I'm probably going to say some words that maybe those nurses hadn't heard. And, but that wasn't the case, man. Pleasantly, I'm surprised. And after I get shots in my knees, then y'all know I walk my granddaughter 1.5 miles every morning. And so I got to keep that up, man. That's just going to be a memory for her, what her papa's doing. And plus it gives me exercise too. And then after I drop her back off at home, then I'll go to the gym for 45 minutes to an hour. And like I said, you know, before, I'm not doing anything spectacular, but I want to maintain the bone thickness and the muscle density and things like that, because, you know, that's the first to go as you get older, is you lose muscle density. So you need to do strength training, and I've done it all my adult life, not before I went into the Marine Corps, but I've worked out. Sometimes, man, my regimes have been really high impact and high weight, and it's not like that now. It's not like that now. It's just mainly just maintaining what I have. I don't expect to build any more muscle, but I still ambulatory. I can still walk. I can walk without a limp. And then I can still lift weights. Even, you know, my shoulders tell me that I shouldn't be doing it. You know, everything in my body tells me I shouldn't be doing it, but I know I have to do it if I want to stay somewhat, fit going on into my retirement year. So, yeah. So I said all that to let y'all know I need to get up and I need to move around and get my joints moving. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this one off, and then I'm going to go, stretch out a little bit, and then come back, and then I'll do a part 2 and possibly a part 3. All right, y'all. Thanks for showing up. Mango, thanks for the request. This is really interesting, man, and I feel for this guy, because I've never had to have those trials and tribulations like he's explaining with his child and the disease. And I just think it takes a strong man or a strong woman, a strong family, but you feel like you're out of control. And I felt that way when my mother died. I was always in control of everything, and then she got leukemia, and there wasn't a damn thing I could do about it. And she finally passed with it, and it affected me for so many years. Why? Because I didn't have any control over that, and I think it's made me who I am now. That I'm so attached to my family. I'm telling you, I'm so attached, and I just. I'm fearful every day, if it's raining and my daughters are going to Dallas, and probably I probably won't live a long life because of my worrisome nature over these girls and now my baby granddaughter. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for showing up. Till I see you again, I'll catch you down the road. Stay tuned for part 2. It's just right around the corner. Here we go, y'all.